Hi, I'm Quentin Goodbody, President of the Ladysmith District Historical Society. As it's coming up to year end, I thought it might be of interest to you to hear what the Society's been up to over the past 12 months. Quite a lot, as it happens. In the archives, a reduced roster of volunteers has continued working behind closed doors, managing all sorts of archivy things like records, servicing queries from the public, and doing research on contracts and historical subjects of their own choosing. Quite a lot of housekeeping's been done also on the electronic database. Oh, and we've also been sampling Esther's baking. In the museum, it's been a particularly busy year. We opened the Prime Predators of Vancouver Island feature exhibit on Family Day, February the 15th, and closed it on November the 30th. It was very successful despite COVID, attracting over 1,700 visitors. A huge thank you to the volunteers that made this lovely exhibit possible, and to the Hand of Man and the Royal BC Museum for the loan of the wolf and wolverine. Our Magic of the Season exhibit is open, thanks to Carol Tisdale and her hard-working helpers who put this together. The museum has been transformed. Lots of wonderment for kids and adults too. Do drop by of an evening with your little ones. We're working on a new feature exhibit which will open in spring 2022. More details to be announced shortly. Additionally, we're also upgrading existing permanent exhibits on the history of town and district. People continue to donate items of interest to our museum, and our collections committee is kept fairly busy. For this, we're very grateful. Please keep us in mind before tossing old photographs or items of local interest and provenance. This year, the upstairs gallery hosted 3 exhibitions. Red Flag was a fiber arts exhibit on climate change. Many thanks to Val Galvin for curating that. We had Octopussy's Garden, which featured paintings by Julie Schauer, and Ménage à Trois, a collection of acrylic paintings, conceptual, mixed media and yard art by Linda Phelan. In addition to the exhibits inside, we've also been working on the museum building itself. During the past several winters, volunteers had been battling a leaking roof and flooding in the north extension due to lack of eave troughs and poor perimeter drainage. This required shop vacuuming water sometimes several times a day during rainy periods. We applied for and were awarded a SERIP Unique Heritage Infrastructure Grant. The important part is we were given $89,000 to repair the roof, fix the drainage, and conduct renovations inside the building to improve visitor flow, accessibility, space usage, and artifact storage. We've been working very closely with the town administration, and the work done to date includes re-roofing of the extension on the north of the building, where many artifacts are stored, installation of new eaves troughs and perimeter drainage, and a significant start has been made on internal renovations. Ken Brownlow and Sons as contractor for that work. We've a way yet to go on the internal renovations, which will principally include remodeling of the basement and installation of a rolling artifact storage system. Right now, things are a bit chaotic as we play musical chairs moving stuff around, but we're very excited about the changes and know that they'll improve usage of the building significantly and also help our ability to look after our heritage artifacts. Most important to note, we had no flooding during the recent deluges, so the repairs to date have fixed that problem, which is fantastic. Thank you, Richard Frost and Kelly Giesbrecht and all in the town administration for your help. Oh, and we also had a break in the water line, completely unrelated to the work on the eaves troughs and perimeter drainage. This was repaired very quickly by the town. The museum also held a very successful fundraising book sale in September. Again, many thanks to the volunteers for putting this together. We continued with our Historically Speaking series and have held 8 talks so far this year, which have had over 4,000 people take them in. These talks are recorded and added to the LDHS YouTube channel. You can view them via our website. In February, during Heritage Week, the Society gave out 5 Heritage Awards in a very successful online ceremony attended by our MP and MLA. Mayor Stone, Chief Harris and I officiated. The online ceremony was recorded and has attracted more than 2,000 views. Currently, we're inviting nominations for the 2022 awards. If you know of someone or something deserving of recognition, please consider contacting the Society either by phone or email. The Industrial Heritage Preservation Group recommenced activities at the Comox Rail Yard once all had received their 2 vaccinations. The loan agreement between the LDHS and the Museum of Port Alberni for the Plymouth 107 gasoline shunting engine was finalized. Thank you, Shelley Harding, for your efforts on the Port Alberni side. The engine was brought back to Ladysmith from Port Alberni in October. We have a huge debt of gratitude to Lyndon Harris and Boss Machinery of Parksville, who donated the transport of the engine, and to Ken Fife of Coombs for assisting with the arrangements. We're extremely grateful to them for their generosity. The engine is housed in a temporary shelter and work is currently ongoing. Starter motor and carburetor rebuilds, etc. You may remember the reason for getting this engine back. Not only did it work in the CL and Arco yard in Ladysmith, and thus is of direct local heritage interest, but also, when it's repaired, we want to use it for shunting the rolling stock around the existing trackage in the yard, including pulling Loki 11 in and out of her shed. Also, in the rail yard, John and Miff Plekas very kindly donated 2 railway switch stands, which the Industrial Heritage Group installed so that the rail yard track remains functional. Work continues on Loki 11, aiming at having her looking pretty for her 100th anniversary in 2023. A committee has been formed to prepare a celebration to mark the event. The Humdurgan is also being worked on, installation of a replacement radiator being the current principal focus. During Heritage Week, we put on a Family Day activity, which was a heritage treasure trail around the town. This proved popular beyond our expectations, with over 5,000 views on Facebook, and the slideshow with the answers was viewed over 2,200 times. On the project side, the Society is working on 2. The first project I'll talk about is called One Community, and this is funded by Heritage BC. It's all about getting to know each other within the heritage community on East Central Vancouver Island, developing a mid-island heritage network, improving awareness and understanding of cultures within our community, and developing heritage tourism. 4 Zoom workshops have been held to date. A website and interactive map of heritage assets are in development, but there's lots more work to be done. The second contract which the Society is involved in is with the Virtual Museum of Canada, and it's called The Beat Goes On, Music in Ladysmith. This tells the history of the town through music of the eras. Did you know there was music composed to celebrate the relief of the siege of Ladysmith? Have you heard the strikers' song about the militia sent in to restore order after the riots in 1913? How familiar are you with Robert and Dan Swanson's logging poetry? These are just some of the topics to be covered in this project. The stories are coming together, but we could do with additional volunteers. A musical bent would be useful, but is not a requirement. Do send the Society an email or call to connect if interested. So despite COVID, the Society is active and in good shape. We could always do with more members and volunteers, of course. Oh, and by the way, compliments of the season. Ho, ho, ho.